Today, we are diving deep into one of the most historically significant and collectible coins in American numismatics, the 1965 Liberty Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary 5-cent piece, but this coin carries a story that bridges history, artistry, and American culture in ways that continue to fascinate collectors and enthusiasts alike. Stick around, because the journey of this small coin is far bigger than its value, suggests. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, which had captured the American imagination for decades. Designed by Felix Schlag, the obverse features the distinguished profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and a founding father whose vision helped shape the nation. Jefferson's calm and intellectual gaze reflects his enduring legacy as a thinker, writer, and architect of democracy. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home, symbolizing his passion for architecture, innovation, and education. By 1965, this design had been circulating for nearly 3 decades, becoming one of the most recognized images in American coinage. The year 1965 was a pivotal moment in American history. The country was experiencing profound social and political changes, from the civil rights movement to significant technological advancements. Amidst this backdrop, the Jefferson nickel remained a steady companion in the daily lives of Americans, passing through countless pockets, cash registers, and vending machines. Every scratch, toning, or mark on a 1965 nickel tells a story of ordinary transactions and the rhythm of everyday life in mid-1960s America. In terms of production, 1965 was a transitional year for U.S. coinage. It was the first year after the Coinage Act of 1965 removed silver from dimes and quarters, although nickels retained their traditional composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition ensured durability while giving the coin a distinct silver-like appearance that collectors still admire today. Jefferson nickels from 1965 were produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with Philadelphia coins carrying no mint mark and Denver coins marked with AD. This small mint mark detail can be crucial for collectors seeking specific variations and rarities. The 1965 Jefferson nickel also reflects subtle changes in coin production technology. During this period, the U.S. Mint was transitioning to more modern striking methods, ensuring higher consistency and quality across circulation coins. However, minor die variations, weak strikes, or planchette anomalies occasionally occurred, giving some 1965 nickels unique characteristics that can increase their collectible value. Even the smallest irregularities can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a sought-after treasure in the numismatic world. Beyond the technical aspect, 1954 Liberty Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it may seem like just another 5-cent piece, but every coin has a story. And this nickel is a window into mid-20th century America, minting innovation, and the legacy of Thomas Jefferson himself. Get ready, because the history behind this small coin is bigger than you might think. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel with a more refined and historically meaningful design. Sculptor Felix Schlag was chosen to depict Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, capturing the third President of the United States in a profile that conveyed dignity and calm intelligence. On the reverse, Jefferson's beloved Monticello home anchors the coin, a symbol of architectural elegance and the ideals of the early republic. By 1954, the design had been circulating for 16 years, quietly becoming one of the most recognizable faces in American pocket change. The 1950s were an era of post-war recovery and growth. America in 1954 was bustling with optimism, suburban expansion, booming industry, and an emerging culture of consumerism. Coins like the Jefferson nickel were part of daily life, children dropping nickels into vending machines, commuters feeding parking meters, and families saving coins for small purchases. Unlike paper money, Coins survive the everyday grind. Each scratch and wear mark on a 1954 nickel tells a story of American life in the mid-20th century from a minting perspective. The 1954 nickel carries fascinating technical history. Produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, the 1954 nickel was composed primarily of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition, introduced during World War II to conserve nickel for military needs, had been restored to its pre-war form by 1946. However, the post-war minting machinery and techniques had advanced, allowing for sharper strikes and improved detail. Collectors today look at a 1954 nickel to see just how well these processes preserved Jefferson's profile and their architectural lines of Monticello variations. And mint marks add another layer of intrigue. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint lack a mint mark, while Denver coins carry a small D beneath Monticello. Some rare specimens show subtle die variations or weak strikes, creating minor but fascinating anomalies that collectors chase with magnifying glasses. Even in a series as seemingly ordinary as the Jefferson nickel, these small details can turn a common coin into a collectible treasure. One of the most captivating aspects of the 1954 Jefferson nickel is its connection to history. Thomas Jefferson, depicted on the obverse, was a visionary thinker, author of the Declaration of Independence, and the founder of the University of Virginia. Monticello, his home on the reverse, embodies Jefferson's love of architecture, science, and innovation. Holding a 1954 nickel is like holding a piece of Jefferson's legacy, bridging the early days of the United States.
1937 Liberty Wheat penny has been selling for on eBay and different online platforms. You start realizing that this small copper coin can actually change the game for you. If you have a 1937 wheat penny, pay close attention because right after the intro you'll understand why I said that if you have this coin it might turn the tables for you. Stay with the video until the end because I will reveal its real market price and how you can sell it. And in the last part of this video you will comment your price in the comment box and I will personally tell you its value and the full selling procedure. The 1937 wheat penny carries a deep connection to one of the most transformative periods in American history. The nation was slowly recovering from harsh economic struggles, and coin production was becoming more consistent. But precision in minting was not always guaranteed. As a result, the 1937 issue includes coins with sharp details and coins with subtle minting flaws that collectors consider extremely interesting today. These small variations are the reason this penny is still actively traded and searched for on online marketplaces. Most 1937 pennies went through heavy circulation. People used them for daily purchases. And because copper was still affordable and widely used, the government produced millions of them. But only a fraction survived in well-preserved condition. Those are the same pieces now appearing on online auctions, attracting bids much higher than their original face value. Collectors love the design of the wheat penny. But what makes the 1937 issue stand out is the combination of age, historical timing and rare mint anomalies. Many pieces show natural red toning or deep brown patina, which adds character and makes collectors willing to pay more for attractive examples. High-grade coins with bright surfaces, clean fields and strong wheat lines are the ones that create competition among buyers, while the 1930s minting process was more stable than earlier decades. It still produced a number of interesting errors. Some 1937 pennies show doubling, die scratches, misaligned strikes or imperfectly cut planchets. These rare mint errors are considered valuable today because they reflect actual historical machinery issues that cannot happen again. When such coins appear on eBay or in online auctions, they often sell for much higher prices than standard circulation pieces. This is exactly why the 1937 wheat penny remains relevant right now. People assume old pennies have no value. But the market keeps proving that coins from the 1930s, especially those with strong details or rare mint errors, still attract serious buyers. And this is why I said earlier that if you have this coin, it might turn the tables for you now that you have reached the end of the video. Here is the part you were waiting for. If you want to know the exact value of your 1937 Liberty Wheat penny and the full method to sell it safely, just comment your price in the comment box. Once you see what the 1935 Liberty Wheat penny has been selling for on eBay and other online marketplaces, you start realizing that a coin you thought was ordinary might actually change your life. If you have this coin, listen carefully, because right after the intro you will understand why I said that if you have this penny it might turn the tables for you. Make sure you stay until the very end because I will tell you its real price and how you can sell it. And at the end of the video you will comment your price in the comment box and I will personally tell you its exact value and full selling method. The 1935 Wheat penny comes from a turning point in American history. The country was finally rising from the worst effects of economic hardship. Factories were reopening, people were returning to work, and the mint was trying to rebuild confidence by producing coins with better consistency and sharper details. But even with improved machinery, the minting process of the 1930s was far from perfect. That is why the 1935 issue includes variations that make some coins far more desirable today. Millions of these pennies were minted, but only a small number survived without major wear. Most were used heavily in daily transactions, passed from hand to hand at a time when every cent mattered. Because of this intense circulation, finding a clean, well-preserved 1935 penny today is already rare. And rare coins naturally attract higher bids on online platforms. Collectors admire the wheat penny design, but the 1935 issue holds special interest because of subtle historical features. Many coins show attractive toning patterns, early copper sheen, and stronger wheat ears than earlier years. Some pieces were struck with dies that were starting to wear out, creating slight differences in lettering, rims and surface texture. These small details make certain 1935 pennies noticeably more valuable in the perspective of serious buyers. In addition to its standard issues, the 1935 penny is also known for mint anomalies. Some examples show light doubling on the date or letters, slightly misaligned strikes, or planchet imperfections caused by unstable pressure during the minting process. These naturally occurring errors, created during a challenging economic recovery, are part of what makes this coin historically meaningful and financially appealing today. When such coins appear on eBay or online auctions, you can clearly see the competition in bids. Collectors recognize that the 1935 wheat penny is old enough to be considered vintage but still accessible enough that people actively search for it to complete their early Lincoln sets. Condition, color, strike and rarity of errors are the main reasons this coin continues to rise in online value. And this is why I told you earlier that if you have this coin it might turn the tables for you. You may have a piece in your possession that is worth far more than you ever imagined. Now that you have watched,
there are some coins that look extremely ordinary at first glance, but once you discover their hidden value, they can turn the tables for you in an instant. And today's coin, the UK 1 penny from 1976, is one of those pieces that many people still have lying around without knowing its actual demand among collectors. If you have this coin, stay with the video till the end, because its price might surprise you, and I will also tell you how you can sell it. Let's begin. The UK 1 penny 1976 is a classic pre-decimal style copper coin that carries a design loved by millions around the world. Even though it was minted in huge quantities, only a small percentage survived in high-grade condition, which is why serious collectors still pay a premium for the right piece. This coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, the version created by Arnold Machin, which remained one of the most iconic portraits in British coinage history. Many collectors search for this portrait in perfect condition because the shine, the detail around the crown, and the facial features determine almost half of the coin's value. On the reverse, the famous crowned portcullis design appears, which became a symbol of the British 1 penny for decades. Sharpness around the vertical bars, clarity on the chains, and even spacing around the crown play a major role in grading. If your 1976 penny still has these details visible without heavy scratches or dullness, then your coin could easily fall in the higher collectible bracket. According to recent searches on eBay and other online platforms, the value of the UK 1 penny 1976 varies based on condition and demand. Normal circulated pieces sell for small amounts, but uncirculated or near-mint pieces have shown impressive numbers. In some cases, carefully preserved coins have sold for strong prices because collectors want examples that look almost untouched by time. Even auction sites occasionally list rare high-grade ones which attract competitive bidding. The coin may look common, but once you compare average condition pieces with top-grade ones, the difference becomes clear. Collectors are willing to pay more for quality. Errors and special condition strikes can further boost value. Misaligned dies, clipped planchets, off-center strikes, and unusually sharp mint shine are always checked by expert collectors. While errors in the 1976 penny are not extremely common, they do exist, and when a verified one appears, its price jumps significantly higher than normal listings. If your coin has any unusual feature, it is always worth examining closely before selling. Storage also affects price. Coins kept in dry places inside albums or wrapped for protection tend to remain clearer and shinier. These simple steps increase value because collectors want pieces with fewer marks and more original color. The deep brown or red tone of copper coins,
The UK 1 penny 1978, belongs to a series that became iconic during the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The obverse of the coin carries the elegant portrait created by Arnold Machin, one of the most recognizable portraits in British coinage history. Collectors always look at the shine of the metal, the clarity of the crown, the sharpness of the hair, and the smoothness of the fields. Even minor scratches or dull spots can affect the price, which is why coins preserved properly are in much higher demand. The reverse features the classic crowned portcullis design, a well-known symbol of the 1 penny denomination. The lines of the gate, the fine chain links, and the crown details help experts determine the condition of the coin. If your 1978 penny retains its original luster and the details are still crisp, it immediately stands out from millions of circulated pieces, and its value increases on online marketplaces. According to eBay and other auction listings, the price of the UK 1 penny 1978 depends heavily on condition. Circulated pieces usually sell for small amounts, but uncirculated or near-mint examples can bring in noticeably higher prices. Some perfectly preserved coins with no marks and full red or red-brown copper tone have sold for impressive amounts, because many collectors try to complete date sets with the best possible condition. The difference between an average coin and a premium coin is often dramatic once you compare listings. Error coins are always an important category. A clipped planchet, misaligned strike, off-center design, or unusually strong double strike can instantly raise value. Even though errors for the 1978 penny are not extremely common, they do appear, and when they do, buyers rush quickly because rare errors make a coin more unique. If your coin has any unusual feature, it is worth checking closely before selling. Another factor affecting value is storage. Coins kept in albums, plastic holders, or dry closed boxes maintain their color and shine better than coins exposed to moisture or dust. The original red glow of an old copper penny is something collectors love, and when that color is preserved, prices rise accordingly. As I said in the beginning, if you have this coin, it might turn the tables for you. The market value depends on the exact condition of your piece, and the selling method you choose also matters. For the exact price of your 1978 penny and the complete selling procedure, comment its condition in the comment box and I will guide you personally based on today's market.